guys, it's Sherry Vegas, and in this tutorial we are going to be making an artwork together. So I am doing a new piece for my collection that's going to be coming out really soon, so I thought I'd take you along and show you how I created it. So I really want to do a black, white and gold piece. I've got something in mind. I'm using a board that I used previously and I tried a different technique, but I just thought it was looking too busy. So I've decided to switch it up and I thought I would film this for you. So the black that I'm using today is from Barnes and it's probably my favorite black to use. Super pigmented, really strong. Then I am also using from Color Art, Bling It, which is interference gold pigment, which I am absolutely loving too, especially for the idea I've got in my head. And then I'm also going to be using the Barnes white epoxy paste and maybe some gold leaf with this because I do love a bit of leafing. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. Yeah, it probably will. It probably will include gold leaf. If you guys follow me on Instagram and you've seen the other artworks that are in this collection, you know it's probably going to include gold leaf or silver leaf, some sort of metallic. This was the original piece and I just thought it was a little bit too busy with the dirty pour plus the second layer, so I decided to start again and just pour over a new layer of black. So this is the black from Barnes, which honestly is one of my favorites. Okay guys, so I've got the black base down. I'm going to leave it about 6 hours, so I'll probably come back tonight and then pour my second coat. I could do it tomorrow or whenever, but I think I just really want to come back tonight because I'm really keen to make some resin art. So I've got my base color down. The reason why I poured this down separate and I'm going to let it dry is because I don't want the black to blend in with my white when I put that on top. I want my white to stay white and not turn grey when I do start to move it. I'm using my Make Art Resin and I'm just mixing that up now, and this is going to be my second coat. So you need to leave some aside that's clear, some for your interference and some for your white. Then I just poured a puddle of the clear into the center, and then over the top I poured my white and my interference gold as well with some clear. And then this is up to you on how you want to move it. I started tilting it. I also ran my hands through it and then I added a little bit of heat and kind of just kept going with this, adding more layers of clear and a little bit more of the gold and the interference, kind of working my way and seeing what the resin did and how it flowed. A few tips when you're doing your smoke effect is, one, I do prefer it with a neutral base, so like this black base. I did try it on top of the dirty pour and I just thought it was just too busy because your smoke effect gives you such a cool pattern and I feel like it just pops better off a neutral base. The second tip is to not use too much colored resin. So like my white, my interference gold, I use way less of that and a lot more clear resin to create this effect. If you go and use too much colored resin, it's just going to overtake and it's going to cover that clear resin and you're going to lose that really cool smoky technique. And my last tip for this technique is don't overwork it. Let your resin move and flow. You don't want to blend it too much because then you start to lose that sort of smokiness going over and it just starts to become one color. Oh my god guys, I am loving how this is looking so far. I love this smoky effect. I don't know if it's got a technical term to it. I like to call it the smoke effect. It's one of my favorite techniques to do when working with resin. This is looking so nice and that interference gold is just popping so well on this black, but it's not overpowering the white. I think this is honestly right now, it looks amazing. I could leave it as it is. But I'm going to come back probably tomorrow and see my thoughts, whether I want to add my gold leaf in and do my third coat. It definitely is going to need a top coat, so I'm going to use the Make Art Resin top coat just because this sort of technique, because you're pushing your resin around quite a lot, I can see just like little divots, and I did put some more clear to fill those in, but I think I've just like overworked the resin just that tiny little bit. But you kind of have to do that with this technique, so it definitely needs a top coat just so it's nice and even. So I still have to do that, and I'm going to be using that Make Art Resin top coat, which is one of my favorites. And it's also just going to give it extra UV resistance, because if you've worked with other resins before, you'll know, like especially if you like to use white, which I like to use white a lot, you'll notice that over time, if you don't use a UV resistant resin or a top coat on it, it can change, it can start to yellow. So that's where the top coat comes in handy. So definitely going to be doing a top coat. I know I said that a few times now. I've had some chocolate today, and now I think I'm on a bit of a sugar rush. Okay, we will come back tomorrow and check on this project.
This piece looks great without the gold leaf, but I just couldn't resist and I had to add some. So I'm just adding some baby powder down. This is just going to stop my gold leaf from sticking. If you've ever worked with gold leaf before, you will understand that it sticks to everything, especially resin. So by putting baby powder down, it just doesn't have a surface to grip to. Then I got a bit of my leafing size and then just added with a paintbrush where I wanted my little squiggly gold leaf lines. You need to wait for your leafing glue to get tacky before applying your sheets. I like to just use a hairdryer to speed up the process, otherwise it takes around normally 20 minutes to half an hour for the glue to get tacky enough to apply. If you apply the glue too soon, you tend to smudge it. It's really liquidy, and then you get glue where you don't want glue, and then your gold leaf will stick in areas you don't want. So generally I just use a hairdryer to speed up this process, and then I just get my leafing sheets and apply where my glue is. Then after I've burnished my gold leaf in, I just use a soft fluffy brush. This is an old makeup brush, and I just remove the excess of the gold leaf. This brush works perfectly. I do have a full tutorial on how to do gold leafing, so if you want more detail, go and check that out. So now it's just time to add my Make Art Resin top coat. This is a great top coat because it's got a really strong UV resistance, and I've used white in this, so I want my whites to stay white and not turn cream. So I'm just applying that to the full surface. If you can see, like it's not perfectly even, the first coat, because I was moving the resin around so much. So a top coat just is going to make this be nice and even, and just when you look across it, just have that beautiful shine. Plus, because I added the gold leaf on it, I need to protect that, so resin is great to do that.
So much for watching this tutorial. I really enjoyed making this, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of these with this similar technique in different colors, so make sure you stay tuned to see that. And don't forget, you can follow me on all of my other social medias. Instagram, where you get to see like a bit more of my life. I've got TikTok, where I've been posting lots of fun little tips onto TikTok. And obviously, if you're new to my channel and you've not yet subscribed, please do so, as I post new videos every single week, all to do with arts, craft and DIY. And if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, because that way you get notified every single time I post a new video. I also want to give a big thank you to Make Art Resin for sponsoring this video today. I've worked really closely with them in the development of their resin, and I've got to say it's one of my favorites out on the market. And if you want to support Australian brand, definitely go and check them out. I'll leave all the links below. So thank you guys so much for watching.